Hi, this is pre-beta demo of Fae. In this demo, I am going to take this Figma card and convert it to React. Before doing it properly, I will show you the quick way. Select the card and click on Connect. I will add one testing property with string type. I can preview the rendered React component. This is how it will look like when you export it. You can then use the component in your React codebase. It's that easy. You can use this method for example for prototypes. But now I will show you how to do it properly for real projects. We usually have some atomic components and we compose them into bigger ones. For example, this button. I will connect it the same way I did with the card. I will add some props. Let's start with color. It will have a type of one of two strings. It can be either primary or secondary. I will use this property in background color CSS value, so I will drag and drop it there. I copy the previous value first and drag it there. Then I match the property value and paste the color to both of those variants. And I change the secondary color. Each instance of this component in Figma has its own properties. I can check or change them in this tab. I will copy-paste this button instance, so you can see how it works. I can change the new instance's properties. Let's switch the color to the secondary variant. And we can have as many properties as we need. Let's add another one. Let's say we want to mark the button as disabled. It will be a Boolean type, and we want to change background color according to that. Let's copy the current color and drag and drop the property instead of it. I will add if then else condition, paste the original color to both of the variants and change the color of the disabled variant. I will do the same thing for secondary variant. I am using hard-coded colors to keep it simple, but you can use either computed values or design tokens from your colors palette. Now I will create new button instances by copy-pasting the current ones. And change the properties for each instance. I want to add some functionality, so I will put all the button variants into one component so I can easily test it. I will create new component by connecting this frame to Fae. As you can see, it used all the button properties I set for each instance. Let's add some functionality now. I will start with a hover effect. Select the box element in my button component, and click on this CSS selectors option. I click on this hover option, but you can use any CSS selector or pseudo element you need. Confirm it, and now add background color property inside of the hover block. Now I copy the whole block with background colors and paste it into the hover block. I will change the hover colors for primary and secondary variants, but I will keep the disabled variants the same as we don't want the hover effect there. Let's check the preview, and see, we have the hover effect working. Let's add cursor pointer now. I will copy-paste the if-then-else block, remove the colors, and place cursor options instead of them. Select a not allowed cursor for disabled buttons and a pointer for standard buttons. Check the preview and see if it works. We can play with the buttons forever, but let's add on click event and then we can move over to the card. onClick will be just function with 0 parameters and no return value. I use an onClick property on the underlying box element and pass the button's onClick variable there. I can try it now in my React codebase. Go to the Code tab, and see how we can use this component. I can simply copy the example and paste it into my codebase. If I haven't published the library before, I can upload it to npm now. And if I need to develop the component in the context of React application, I can download Fae CLI to develop with the hotter load. But let's move to our card component. I will replace the original button with my connected button. It will use the connected component instead of generating a new one. I will also connect all the other atomic components. Connect the pricing block and convert the price and the original price to properties. Rename them, and remove the default values. Connect the nutrition block. For now I will skip the properties here. Connect the description and also skip the properties. Now I connect the title and pass the text property. Drag and drop the property instead of the lasagna text. And now try to change the example property for this component instance and check if the text got changed. I will quickly convert also these components. I don't want to play with it too much, so I will convert them as they are. And finally, I can convert the card component. As you can see, it still has some styles we don't need, so we remove them later. But what is most important is that we already have the subcomponent used. So we don't have to do anything with those, we just polish the card itself. I will move these values to properties. Notice they already have the correct names. I need to fix the button. I will give it the proper color property. Now I create the title text property and pass it to our title component. You can notice the property is a variable, just as it is in JavaScript. Let's add our last property, onOrder. It will also be a simple function with 0 properties, and we pass it to our buttons on click property. Now we can check if it works. Go to the Preview tab. See? Seems to be working. Now I go to the Code tab and I can just copy-paste the reference to the component and I can start using it in production. By the way, the generated code has TypeScript definitions. If I use the Fae command line, I have everything in my React project already loaded. And what if I decide to change something? No problem, let's clean some styles and add our last thing. We already have some predefined media queries, in this case, mobile, tablet and desktop. Let's make the card 100% wide for mobile devices. And that's it for now. Let us know what topic you would like to see next. Check the links in the description. You can follow us here on YouTube, on Twitter, or LinkedIn.